Hi everybody. I decided to do my assignment on the Olduvai hand axe. I wanted to focus on this one distinctly because of how historical it is in the makeup of our own being as individuals and how people were able to adapt to the environment and be able to create tools in order to allow themselves to sustain their own lives. When looking at the impact pyramid, the historical / geopolitical aspect of this is it comes from West or Eastern Africa, and it was first found in the Olduvai Gorge about 1.5 million years ago, and they were used up until around 500,000 years ago, where they were able to make a major impact on the ability of Homo sapiens to be able to survive by being able to carve up meat and be able to collect more meat from the scavenged remains that they were able to get. The environmental impact, due to it just being a shaped stone, it actually has no environmental impact other than the fact that it allowed Homo sapiens to develop their ability with tools, and thus allowing them to further advance themselves, leading to more tools, which I guess you could say led towards the ability of accidentally pushing things to extinction. Generally, the strength, stiffness, and hardness all just depend on the individual rock. Most of them were not too hard so that they could be able to be chipped with other rocks, and would mostly be used just for their sharpness once broken. No thermal conductivity or electrical conductivity. They were opaque just in their typical makeup due to them just being normal stones. Durability, so thanks to them being made out of strong enough stones that they wouldn't break when using, they have been able to last longer than most other artifacts that we can find, thus allowing them to just last forever, or not forever, but at least long enough for us to be able to find them in modern day. And the cost is nothing. It's whatever stones you can find on the road or just where you are. And then this, when it comes to how these would adapt to social and cultural systems, they work along the lines of, it's the very first signs of humanity adapting tools to be able to make up for where biologically they were not able to keep up with their competition. Thus driving us to continue to produce more and more as time would go on. So otherwise, the item that I chose for part 2, just as a contemporary piece to it, is that of just a chef's knife, due to it being one of the most versatile tools in their profession, and for the direct correlation of them being used to butcher objects and make more parts usable to more people. Chef's knives have their own culture of themselves amongst the individuals that partake in that culture / occupation. And it works most oftenly to where they are both signs of honor, depending on the historical context to your knife. You could have a knife passed on through generations. Otherwise, it also has a massive hold on the individuals themselves and how they were able to continue to fine-tune the tool that they need most for their profession, and it allowed for them to be able to just continue on. When looking at the material properties, once again, it's really similar to the hand axe, where there aren't many materials that go into it other than the different types of metal that can be used in the handle. Most of the time it's made with stainless steel or some other form of manipulated iron. Geopolitical, historical, these have been a major point for, as I mentioned earlier, chefs become very attached to their knives. It also allows for individualism in their occupation, to where some people can be known for using a certain type of blade. I know distinctly there's a large curved knife called I believe it's a Mace Luna, that's based out of Italy, that leaves its own impact. I know a lot of the chefs that I've talked to and interacted with in my life typically like Japanese knives just because of the high standards that they're held to in their formation. Otherwise, social and cultural systems, it shapes both food prep, food prep, cultural significance being the people that are making their entire livelihoods on how well of a knife they can make and everything of that nature. The materials can be anything based off your creativity. You can have any type of wood, handle, bone, and maintaining the nice sharp blade is the most important part. Yeah, honestly, the personal connection that I got from these is my brother-in-law is a chef, so him and his sister, i.e. my wife, have left a massive impact on how important the knife is for how you use it and how you cook. And the Oldavie hand axe is just a beautiful sign of how the foundations of humankind come from nothing and using whatever you can find on the ground to adapt and overcome. Thank you guys.